it's like, because it was called Streamer University, everyone will see you on like TikTok Live or on Twitch, and they're like, why are your numbers so low? Like, what was it even all for? Meanwhile, like, you're actually getting millions of impressions on your Instagram, and you're getting millions of impressions on your TikToks, and you're getting invited
also,
to...
I feel like that's another thing, and I'm not gonna feed into what the fuck people are saying, because they don't know what you got going on, what you view as success, none of that, bro. So it's like they be saying shit like, I don't care, bro. Do your thing, man. Whatever you doing, if you feel like you fuck with it, you love it doing it, you successful, do that, bro. Fuck with anybody else. What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the video, man. Today we're gonna reacting to the Streamer University was not what people thought it was. By all means, man, let's get into it. Let's check it out.
In modern times, he invited a bunch of random content creators and some of his friends to a college campus in order to launch what was known as Streamer University. And although there was a ton of chaos that happened, for the most part, it was arguably one of the best things that happened for a lot of content creators. Now, doing something unprecedented like this would cause for unprecedented criticism, but I don't think that people really realized how much that Streamer University will go on to do so much good for the streaming world, and it will ultimately go on to change some of the streamers that were in its lives.
If you try to recreate someone's whole flow, like let's say
a lot of people that were streaming,
like it's not
a lot of people that were streaming definitely came from Streamer University. Like that blew up and shit.
It'll work this time. If something pops one time, that method instantly gets patched.
Why do you think that Streamer U gets such a bad rep?
Because y'all didn't get in.
Here we go. If you're new to this and you have, hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. Come tag along for ODZ University, right? We could build a bigger and greater community along the way. Now, back into the video. When Kai Cenat announced his Streamer University, a lot of people thought it was the end-all be-all for streamers new coming into the space. They thought if they were to get on in this sort of event, they would have the finish line as opposed to a good starting point. And thus started the disingenuous grading scale of what Kai Cenat could do for people in the streaming space. And a year later, people are looking back at Streamer University and calling it nothing but a success, and I honestly don't think it's fair. One tweet that I saw asked
I ain't even heard what's going on with Kai Cenat and shit. I ain't heard about him in a little while, but what the fuck is he doing now? Like, I know he went into hiatus and all that and been doing like creating a clothing brand, but what have he been doing since then? You know, I haven't really heard shit from him.
Creator that had come from this event. And truly and honestly, maybe they don't know, but there have been a lot of resounding...
When he do come back, that shit gonna go crazy, bro.
Successes from Streamer University. First and foremost, Yana was technically on Drake's album. I don't know how that can't be viewed as some sort of success. Then I would say somebody like Extra Emily benefited directly from Streamer University, having people notice her, i.e. The Weeknd's producer, notice her directly from Streamer University.
And The Weeknd knows who you are. I promise all my life he knows who you are. Why I know? Because he was at my studio last year. He was recording something, and he was watching SU, and he was like, "Oh, I like her perspective of SU and how she was walking around with self-stick all alone by herself."
And somebody like Tota arguably is the biggest streamer to come out of Streamer University, not just landing him thousands upon thousands of viewers from being somebody who had a low viewer count, but also having the opportunity to join streamer group The Clover Boys. DDG went from niche internet fame to fully mainstream. Blasian Baby Lola pivoted into a more corporate setting. Lala Baptiste, Jay Cinco, Arky, they all built real audiences from Streamer University. Yeah. People benefited tremendously from the opportunity to come together, create content with one another, collaborate with like-minded individuals, and ultimately be broadcasted to a new, wider audience. Now, I believe that those streamers mentioned definitely did Streamer University right, and they took advantage of what was to come afterwards. But there were some what people would perceive as the downsides of Streamer University, and the aftermath of it changed the streaming industry completely.
Streaming is dying out. You know what I'm saying?
Streaming.
Hell yeah.
You think streaming is dying out?
Hell yeah. Streaming is like, it just became so oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, me personally, from a creator standpoint, I feel like once Streaming University came,
I don't think it's dying, bro. Actually, let me let him finish.
Everything up. It made the numbers feel unreal. Like back then, niggas having 7,000, bro. When you had 7,000 like a year ago, bro, that's like equivalent to a nigga having 60,000 right now.
Now, I think a little bit of context needs to be added. First and foremost, during Streamer University, somebody like a DDG hit.
Yeah, I don't think it's dying. I think it is getting more saturated. Like more people are obviously seeing people you can do it and you can become something with it. So more people are doing it. And I feel like, you know, they've raised the bar so much that it's getting harder and harder to like, you know, top somebody and to get more viewers streaming because you got to do like crazy ass shit now. That's what I feel about it though.
200,000 live viewers. And everyone was about at 15K to 30K. So 500 to 1,000 viewers, it almost seemed like it wasn't impressive anymore. I do think that the goalposts moved. But most importantly, out of a streamer university, I saw so many people want to hop into streaming. Now, I think it's worth noting Jay Cinco was at streamer university and definitely monetized off of it. He's just pointing out the fact that people showed up to the gold rush that he got in early on. But that's basically how every single gold rush works. People see this thing blow up in the space and then everyone rushes to do it. Most of them doing it with half-assed attempts, to be quite honest with you. If you go back and look at all those people who bought phones after streaming university, some of your favorite content creators who stepped into streaming, and just some people who tweeted, I wanted to get into streaming.
And then quickly didn't go how he thought it would. Quickly, nigga just went right back to his little hidey hole coffin.
Stream university. A lot of them aren't doing it now. A lot of them have totally stopped. A lot of them have fallen off wholeheartedly. Now, most of these people are probably looking for an opportunity to uplift themselves from whatever financial burdens that they had, not understanding how real of a task and job streaming actually is. They thought it was something that could be fun, monetizable, and taken lightly, but it's actual serious hard work. One where you have to devise a plan and a strategy that leads to a long and fruitful career. Or you could attempt to take the shortcut like some of these content creators did and go the whole insane attention farming type situation.
Y'all closed? I got some money for you. I'm famous. You can't do it like that. Can't make me a taco. I can't get a chicken taco. Just make me a taco. Sit down.
He don't care about none of that shit, bro. She ain't tired as hell. He don't care about none of that.
You want $100? Wow, that's crazy. That's fucked up, man. You gonna do that in front of 20,000 people? Hey, fuck you.
I'm not gonna lie, chicken taco does sound kind of good right now. On surface, this clip is kind of funny, but the problem is that she said, I'm famous, therefore you should stay open for me, therefore you should make me some sort of chicken taco. And the bigger problem is that this type of personality trait or type of content that you're going for supersedes any type of content that you're, supposed to be getting known for. They're gonna remember the arrogance. They're gonna remember the entitlement over anything. A platform like StreamerU gave Samaya the recognition, but recognition only matters if you can convert it into a real audience. This is why people connected this specific moment of Samaya to the academics criticism from a minute ago.
We know you for legal.
Bro, this shit, I remember that shit happened. That shit was crazy.
We know you.
Don't ever try to
you know, bro.
I don't give a fuck. Don't downplay shit I got going on.
The criticism wasn't not just that these people aren't famous. The criticism was that these people were acting like the platform had already made them stars before they actually built anything. Arguably, the worst part about streaming university is that it gave some streamers and content creators the thought process in their mind that they were just famous enough that they didn't have to actually go out there and build an audience. And when attention doesn't turn into a real audience, some creators don't respond by actually building and growing a real audience, getting down,
putting in the actual work that take to building this shit that I'm doing. You can take that easy, fam. I'm building this shit.
They respond by chasing these moments, these viral moments, these things that get them clipped. And this is where you introduce a Nina Lynn situation into the mix.
And the language that you're using in front of a 13-year-old, I don't appreciate. This is a public space. I'm gonna let you know that right now. It's like the most embarrassing argument. I cannot. 1, 2.
What the hell?
I'm sitting there.
It's just me. It's just me. Trust me. We got no one else on that. 1, 2. Fuck. Bitch. Shit.
Now follow me. For what it's worth, Nina Lynn and Samaya are not the same example at all. Samaya is somebody who represents entitlement after the attention. Nina Lynn, on the other hand, represents chasing attention after the spotlight starts fading. When you go to an event like a streamer university and you're surrounded by all these other streamers, your numbers look more huge than what they actually are. They look inflated. And so coming back from a streamer university back to your hometown, people were chasing that high again. People were chasing that feeling as the numbers dwindled down. But instead of, planning out different collaborations with content creators, they sought the fast track. They did whatever they needed to do to get people looking again. But the problem is that people looking again doesn't mean that people actually care. Drama can create a viral moment for what it's worth, but it doesn't mean that you have some sort of loyal audience. In fact, it probably will create the opposite effect. It'll create a loyal audience of people trying to see you fail. And then after that, the controversy becomes the brand. That right there is the trap. StreamerU gave Nina Lynn a chance to create a lane, but the lane that she decided is something that people will mostly remember her for being controversial in.
Man, she fell off so hard because I remember niggas was making hit piece after hit piece. She was doing lame ass shit, getting exposed. You haven't heard shit from her, bro. Ain't nobody made shit on her. Like, nobody really cared, bro. That shit crazy.
It's loud and messy. Some people didn't crash the moment. They just let the moment pass them by. India Love presents a different type of missed opportunity. She already had the name recognition going into the event, so her issues weren't exposure. I've known India Love since about 2014 back in the Tumblr days. Her issue was more so about conversion. If you take a look at this screenshot, India Love had great viewership coming from Streamer University, but it dwindled, and it dwindled fast. One of the reasons why is because she most likely did not have any sort of identity or characteristic that would have people coming back to her streams and her content. Most of the time, she just decided to tether herself to a male streamer in the space, most notably DDG. And we all know how that ended up in her most notable moment post-Streamer University.
Breakout Streamer of the Year went to Adapt, and congratulations, shit, and we respect you for.
Nigga, what she thought she was Kanye or some shit. I remember this shit, man. Get the fuck out the stage. Get off the stage, boo!
Kai should have won Breakout Streamer of the Year and DDG. I don't care what y'all say. Shout out Rakai, shout out blah, 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 blah.
This was an opportunity for her to reposition herself. I can remember before Streamer University, Zoe Spencer came to the internet talking about
Zoe Spencer, oh my God, girl that bit everybody basically.
There weren't a lot of space.
Zoe Plant, the dick eater. Remember that?
This is for women to succeed without them being tethered to the guys. And I've talked about that multiple times on this channel before. And India Love was put in a unique opportunity. She was positioned to separate herself from the pack and then ultimately embrace a whole different lane that streaming hadn't really tapped into. But she didn't really do that. She never separated herself. She never made a lane for herself. She never really took the opportunity to stand out and maybe even galvanize some of the young women in the streamer space. I would say that people left her streams not knowing what to expect. And that's probably true for the individual streams, but for the streams where she did exactly what she did, they put her in the box of a pick-me, which, hey, rightfully so. But at the end of the day, it was a missed opportunity because she didn't sever that tie to the existing fan base that was already there, that wasn't really there for her. So then anytime she had a moment, people would react, people would make their think pieces, but ultimately people would move on. And I could go on and on about different examples from Streamer University, but once you look at all of them, Ray's point becomes the part that explains the entire thing.
Yeah, if you got part two, how to tell you? We not getting in, bro. If they're streaming you part two, I'm telling you, bro. Whoever go back the first time, you're not going back this time, bro. How do I tell you, bro? It's over, bro. There's no way letting people from streaming you first go to a second. Like, there's no point.
Ray is stating here that Kai Cenat is not.
Bro, what did that nigga just say? Did anybody understand what he just said, bro? What the fuck? What did that nigga just say, bro?
Streamers from
Streamer
University.
Like, what?
The alumni's back in.
Nigga, learn some English, bro.
It's not some sort of crutch.
Most of your audience is fucking, they know English, bro. Learn some English, gang.
Permanent support system. It was a launch pad. That means that the event in and of itself was temporary at best. You're not gonna be that one alumni that's always hanging around the college campus, whether it's during homecoming or even past homecoming, trying to relive the glory days with your varsity jacket that you've clearly outgrown. Still hitting on the girls at the local college bar. That's weird. That's disgusting, gang. What you were supposed to do post-Streamer University is take the clips, take the moments, take the attention, take all that opportunity and start building something when you were on your own. Because if your career only works when there's a Kai Cenat backed event, then ultimately you didn't build a career. You just built dependency. You built another place and space for Kai Cenat to succeed, but not one in which you can thrive on your own or with collaborating with some of your peers that are also alumni.
I still think what he did last year holds weight today.
Really?
Yeah, Streamer University created how many, you know how much like further that pushed Streaming University and how many like careers spawned off of that?
Like, yeah, he could probably chill there for
Anyone making any sorts of criticisms about what happened to any of the streamers from Stream University, are there any successful ones, is being totally 100% disingenuous. And I think it's two reasons why they do this. One, I think it is a part to shade Kai Cenat because the internet's going to take an opportunity to shade him regardless. But two, and I think more importantly, just because it doesn't exist on your timeline doesn't mean that it did not happen. So I've taken the opportunity to have conversation with a couple of alumni from Streamer University to ask about their experience during the process and after to truly understand if they were or were not successful, or answer the age-old question, was Streamer University a waste? Marcus, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Omizi?
Hello, I'm Kai Woos, and I am a Streamer University alumni.
So the reason why I've asked you for this today is because,
bro, what Amizi, why we gotta do all this? Why you gotta wear suits and shit? Why we making this satire, bro?
5 days ago, it was the year anniversary of Streamer U.
Yep.
Shouts out to
that nigga wearing a fucking suit with a regular shirt and some sweats. Come on,
you alums. Now your walk is a little bit different because you were already in the space with the quote unquote big boys before Streamer U. But I want to know, after Streamer U, how has your life changed?
It's kind of been the same in the sense because, like how you said, I was already around the people, but it's just the obvious viewership increase that I've been able to maintain. Because I still wasn't, even though I was around them, I still was a small streamer before that. So yeah, so I would say obviously the viewership increase, which comes with, you know, the financial and shit like that. So I would say that because I didn't get too many clips off like some of the you know, the bigger guys. So it's not like I took off like Yana, this, that, and the third.
How have things been just in general since Streamer U?
Honestly, amazing. I feel like life has been so active. I low-key didn't even realize it's been a whole year since, because I don't think I've ever been this busy in my life.
Oh, wow. Is this with just different opportunities that come with being more visible in the space now?
Yeah, I think different opportunities and also like a different drive. Like whenever you see how people move as a bigger creator behind the scenes, especially, you start to realize like, oh, I'm not putting in as much work as I thought I was. It's like the plan, meetings, the like conceptualization of ideas. Like you don't realize that all of this is happening because whenever they show up on camera, they're just there to entertain. They're not there to tell you about the logistics of being a streamer or like being a content creator in general. So like being able to see that without them trying to entertain an audience made me realize like, oh, I gotta lock in more. I gotta do more. I gotta push harder. So I've been like trying to like apply a lot of those ideas myself, and ever since then,
I ain't gonna lie, like when I be thinking about shit, bro, I feel like these people, like, this is what happens when you don't, like, when you get it too early. Like, some people really want the attention and all that shit, but they haven't built nothing to, like, you know what I'm saying? You haven't, like, say, like LeBron, like, some people want his type of fame and all that shit, and they just get into the league while he built, like, you know, that confidence and, you know, like, just that aura, and he can handle that shit. It's like they getting all that attention before they even have learned how to be a content creator and built this shit. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy. Like seeing that.
Editing, always recording, always doing something different.
Yeah,
so like, you know what I'm saying? If you grinding this shit, keep grinding, bro, and it's gonna come. Like, you may not be able to handle it at that point in time. So it's actually better to build your shit up, and then it comes when you deserve, you know.
It's a grind, wisdom. But I value what you're saying. When you see others are doing good things, great things, the only thing that you can do, well, you can do two things. You can elevate, or you can say, well, maybe that's too much for me. I just don't need to be a part of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like realizing that you have access to the method. It's like, okay, now do I want to be that tired? Do I want to implement that? It's been a slow implementation for me because I'm like, I don't want to burn out, but it's been very satisfying.
Now, this is some of the controversial
these pissing me off. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Questions that people have about Streamer U. How come we aren't seeing more people that attended Streamer U be successful?
That's not something I've thought about too much because I feel like everybody kind of, you know, it benefited a lot. There are some people that, you know, probably didn't see too much benefit after it, but a lot of it could be preparation. I think a lot of people didn't, or maybe didn't know like what to do after. Like, even if you do get this increase of viewership, what to do after, how to capitalize on it after. It's still it put people in the right rooms, in the right doors, and I did think it served a purpose. But if you're kind of just thrown into the lion's den without, you know, really expecting, you know, I feel like a lot of people would just kind of
you're gonna burn out. You're gonna get fucked up.
find the the most respectful way to say it, but you'll kind of fizzle out a little bit because just not being prepared. Because I mean, even me, I didn't know what to fully expect, and because I was a smaller streamer, it was rocky for me off like just starting just from the type of person I am. So yeah, I think it was a culture shock for a lot of people, not really knowing what to do after it. And yeah, there was a lot of people that did know what to do, and they took full advantage of it. So yeah, I think that's what I would say.
I was talking to another person that I interviewed, and they were saying that like, a lot of these people, just because you don't see them doesn't mean that they're not successful. And then also like, who defines what success is? Somebody may now be more consistent than they were. And even if it's not at the height or numbers of 500, 600, 1,000.
Yeah, I was like, being successful is what you think it is. Fuck what anybody else think. What you think successful is.
Ultimately, though, just being consistent is much better than where they were when they first started, where they were a little inconsistent. But they also might be killing like Instagram, Snapchat, all these other things like that too.
I think people forget that Twitch is one of the hardest platforms to grow, maintain, and see success in regardless. I mean, even people going from 0, even if you're at 100, 200, even if you're at 50, like all of that is a win, because without getting that boost, like it really is, it's not impossible, obviously, but it is very hard, especially with how many people is trying to stream now, to go
saturated,
from
like
nothing
Jessica was
to
saying
even
earlier.
a little bit. Like it is super hard. So even if you went to Streamer U and you came back and you average 50 viewers, you're still at a very high percentage of people on Twitch, because most people on Twitch, like majority of people on Twitch, are streaming to nobody right now.
Yeah,
it really just depends. Most people think of success, they were expecting everyone to graduate Streamer U and average 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus, but that's in itself just super hard to do regardless.
How come we aren't seeing more people that attended Streamer University being successful?
I think it's because everyone's metric of success is different. Like, I know people that aren't as active on socials that are like buying properties because their money's up. It's like, because it was called Streamer University, everyone will see you on like TikTok live or on Twitch, and they're like, why are your numbers so low? Like, what was it even all for? Meanwhile, like, you're actually getting millions of impressions on your Instagram, and you're getting millions of impressions on your TikToks, and you're getting invited
also,
to...
I feel like that's another thing. And I'm not going to feed into what the fuck people are saying, because they don't know what you got going on, what you view as success. None of that, bro. So it's like they be saying shit. Like, I don't care, bro. Do your thing, man. Whatever you doing, if you feel like you fuck with it, you love it doing it, you successful, do that, bro. Fuck with anybody else thing.
Hang out with their favorite creators.
Anybody else thing,
so
bro.
It's like, whenever you put that into perspective, it's like, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. I always remind myself that there are people who make a living on content that I'll never know their names. I'll never know what they create. So it's like, just because we were introduced to a certain audience doesn't mean that was the audience that we necessarily belong to. Like, that wasn't our niche. I'm no Kai Snap. Like, I'm the first person to admit that I don't have that energy, and I don't have those ideas.
I don't either,
and my
but I'm not going to try to be. I'm going to try to be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't, oh my God, yeah, let's go stream. That'd be too much, bro. It'd be too
chasing
much.
That right off of Stream University. All I did was deplete my money and burn myself out, and realize like, oh, I like IRLing, but like, I don't need to like do it at this level, or I don't need to do these ideas specifically, because that's not my audience. That's not what I'm looking for. So I think a big part of it too is just like, we're not in your algorithm because you don't like our content. And I think that's fine. Like, because we have our audiences and we have our people, and the internet is so vast. So I think a lot of people are just like really in their zones, and it's not that they're not creating. It's just that they're in a different like area of the algorithm.
I think people forget that the internet is so big. So just because you're not seeing me doesn't mean that I'm not working, until one day, like, I pop back up on your algorithm, and then, I've got this going on, that going on, and you're probably like, oh wow, I haven't seen this person for years. But
yeah, exactly. And it's like those people that people expect us to be around on camera, sometimes we don't fit into their content, but like behind the scenes, like a lot of the people from SU, especially like the professors, have been so incredibly helpful with like mentoring me over the course of this year. So it's like, just because I'm not popping out on a stream doesn't mean that those people aren't still helping me elevate my content to fit what I want to do for the rest of my life, basically.
Why do you think Streamer U continues to get such a bad rep?
I mean, if I'm being honest, as glazed as it sounds, I think most of it is just because it's under Kai's name. Like, if this was another streamer's idea that doesn't get as much,
and then
hate,
also people be trying to compare like the top of the top, bro. Like, yeah, like, you're not gonna have hundreds of thousands or millions of people watching your shit. Like, that's the pinnacle. That's the top of the top. Y'all are comparing the bar to everybody else under the bar. So how can you expect that?
Then I don't think it would see that much. Like, and then I think a little bit of it too.
Whatever is successful for you, Keep going with it. Don't listen to nobody else say, bro.
Is there like a lot of people will fuel the fire for the hate because they weren't picked. So some niggas are just like, it was some niggas that weren't even gonna give it a chance, even though they were gonna watch it, but they don't even give it a chance to praise it because if niggas had super dreams, because there's a lot of people that for some reason, and I'm seeing it now for if he does a second one, I'm seeing niggas post now where they think this is like end all be all. Like I'm seeing people hit me up like, damn, like they think like if I don't hit this, then you know, like it's over with. So it's like it's people like that was like, okay, I need this so bad, I don't get it, and then okay, I'm just gonna kind of join in on the hate because who are these nobodies? And it was too many famous people and this, that, and the third. So it's like it's a culmination of a lot of it. But I think most of it is because it's under Kai's name.
And it's interesting because in my research for the video, I went back and I started looking at all the people who were like, yo, I hate Kai Cenat, I hate Streamer U, I hate the people that got selected, and they should have picked the smaller guys, and da-da-da. They did all this complaining. I went back and saw what they did from that point till today, and there's so many of them that haven't done anything, haven't touched nothing, haven't streamed consistently since. And I'm thinking to myself, did you think that this was like your super duper put on card right here? Like Streamer U was really gonna put you there?
Bro, I think you might be one of the first people that has done that too. I think a lot of people, some of those videos popped. Like as soon as he revealed what happened, it was like a huge debate, at least on my timeline. Because I mean, some of these videos were on TikTok, at least, were fucking hitting of people just like complaining about it, and it's too many people, too many famous people, and this shit ain't gonna hit. Da 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 da. But yeah, if you went back and did that, that will be fire to look at because I already know people didn't take this opportunity to put Bill.
I'm gonna try not to call nobody's name out when I do it, but
if they want to call people out, like whenever it was time,
that's true.
Fuck it, call them niggas out because you know it's gonna be some people that might even look at other people and say, hey, you haven't streamed that much in Streamer U. Like other mad that they didn't get the opportunity, but them niggas might have not streamed as much as the people that they saying don't stream, you know, after the opportunity, if that makes sense.
No, I think that's fair. If I call them out, what they gonna do? Stream about me? Hell.
Forget that virality doesn't come from one moment. Like success doesn't come from one moment of virality. It comes from it stacking and like getting those opportunities. So I feel like, I don't know. I think a lot of people are just upset about it.
I think about the end of the video. It's not too much. They probably gonna just talk about the same shit though. But if y'all enjoyed that video, man, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And like I said, whatever's successful for you, whatever is successful for you, that's what you do. Don't listen to nobody else. But I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, my man. Peace.